In a Fort Lauderdale courtroom, the lead defense attorney for the Parkland school shooter told the jury her client's life was literally in their hands. She urged them to choose, quote, mercy and compassion by giving Nikolas Cruz a life sentence instead of the death penalty. Take a listen.
Sentencing Nikolas to death will change absolutely nothing. You can show Nikolas Cruz all the things that he did not show those 17 victims.
Cruz pled guilty last October to killing 14 students and 3 staff members in February of 2018, one of the country's deadliest school shootings. Over the course of the trial, the jury heard emotional testimony, accounts of what happened that day from teachers, students who watched their classmates, the people they know and love, die. Kerry Sanders is joining us now with more on this. Kerry, if you would, take us inside that courtroom, especially when it comes to these closing arguments over the last 3 months. While this thing has been ongoing, the jury has seen security video of the shooting, autopsy photos, dozens, as I mentioned, witness testimony. Walk us through what more we heard in these closing arguments today.
It has been, Yasmin, it's been overwhelming for the family members, the survivors who were victimized, who decided to come and watch this for the last 4 months. And then, of course, for the 12-member jury who may actually need some psychological counseling themselves after seeing this, after hearing this, after going through what was essentially a 6 or 7 minute shooting spree that has been recounted from every angle and every detail during this sentencing phase of the trial. Of course, the gunman here, Nikolas Cruz, has confessed that he did shoot and kill 17, that he did attempt to kill 17 others. Michael Satz is the prosecutor here. He was the state attorney for a very long time. He decided to stay on and give up that political position just to finalize this case here. And today, in his closing, where he was pleading with the jury for the death penalty, he spoke minute by minute, second by second of what happened. It took him more than 90 minutes to describe what happened in that 6-7 minute period when the gunman went into the school and began shooting. And as you'll hear Michael Satz say, he believes that there is only one logical conclusion here, and that is the death penalty. This is what he had to say.
There is no brain damage. There is damage to his personality and to his character. And hate is not a mental disorder. The appropriate sentence for Nikolas Cruz is the death penalty.
The prosecutor trying to make it clear that there is no mitigating circumstance here, that the gunman, Nikolas Cruz, was the child born disadvantaged because his mother had an addiction problem. They made it very clear that he grew up in Parkland in a house with 4,500 square feet with a swimming pool, that there were the types of things that were afforded to him to have the same life as others, and that there is not a reason that anybody can understand as to why he would have gone off the rails and committed the murders as he did. Yasmin.
Kerry, can you just take me inside the courtroom quickly? The people that were there watching these closing arguments, I suspect parents of victims.
Yeah, there are parents of victims who at times during the trial and again today, as the details were explained to the jury in really graphic detail, they couldn't stand it and actually got up and left the courtroom. But those that have come here have felt that it is important that they remain in the courtroom, hear everything that is presented, and do all that they can. In fact, they've given some victim statements, but to do all that they can to make sure that the justice system lives up to the promise of the justice system. Before this, there was a very big debate of whether this should go forward. Some of the victims felt that it was just too much to endure. The defense for Nikolas Cruz had said, "We will plead guilty, give us a life sentence." And the prosecutor again said, no, you go ahead and if you want to, go ahead and plead guilty, but we're going to go to the sentencing phase and we're going to ask for a death penalty. And in Florida, like most states that have the death penalty, it's lethal injection, but Florida also still has the electric chair should the inmate who is then convicted and sentenced to death decides that that's how they want to die. Yasmin?
Just for folks to understand this, the jury must in fact be unanimous for Nikolas Cruz to get the death penalty here. Kerry Sanders for us, as always.
All 12 jurors.
Thank you so much, Kerry. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.